Here we have the current stock market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Before we begin, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts in the comments below so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So as we can see here, this is the 30-minute price chart. And as we can see here, the share price itself is continuing to plummet. It does not make me feel good to have the "I told you so" moment. But anybody that has been watching the prior videos here does know that I've been pointing to this $23 resistance zone as the key line in the sand and as the potential obstacle here for share prices to be able to move in the upward direction. And as we can see here, this projection unfortunately has played out once again. This is sort of a repeat on, in terms of what happened the last time I pointed to a level like this, which was the $30 mark. And this was the ultimate decline area previously as well. So I know that there are many people that think that I'm just sort of gloating at this point, or, I told you so, or whatever it is. It doesn't make me feel, it doesn't make me feel good to see this occur. I understand a lot of people are losing money here, and that's not funny. But as things currently stand, this is a major price movement lower. And with the current price levels, the lows posting at $20.18, there really doesn't seem to be much here that is sort of protecting this $20 handle. This is a price level that has become quite important for the stock, for the narrative, for the lore, for the mythology of the stock. I don't know. Whatever the storyline is near term, this $20 level has become critically important, and most of this centers around the Roaring Kitty part of this story. But as we can see here, the prior support zone, which came in at 2039, has now been broken. So it's very simple at this point. I mean, we can look at this price chart and we can see that there's really just not much in this area, in this region, to protect prices from falling further. So these were the reasons that I was watching these areas, because there's really nothing here to support the stock. There's no significant Fibonacci retracement zone. There's no exponential moving average cluster. There's no historical support nearby. All you really have here is this psychological handle at $20. So as things currently stand, you're going to need to see a significant bounce here, and it's just not materializing. I mean, if we look at the current price action right around this $20 mark, as I said, the current low comes in at $20.18, and the movement to the top side is almost non-existent. I mean, we're seeing a price high coming in at $20.41. So you're moving from $20.18 to $20.41. We're not even talking about a quarter in price movement here. So what this tells me is that there's not a significant amount of buying activity that is going to be found in this area. And that is extremely worrisome for anybody that is currently long this stock, because I don't see any reason to believe that this $20 handle is going to support prices here going forward. If all of that is true, of course, it might not be true, but if all of this is true, the next level to watch to the downside comes in at $18.73. In addition to all of this, I do think that we need to have a little bit of a conversation here about the Nvidia earnings report, which is coming after the bell today. So, there's a huge amount of expectation that is resting on Nvidia at the moment, and it might not seem that this is completely relevant, directly relevant to GameStop. But if we see Nvidia miss on any part of this earnings report, there is a substantial risk here for the entire market to start to drop lower significantly. So the real question is, are people going to be buying into GameStop at that point? I mean, if we're seeing the entire market collapse, are people going to, sort of rush to safety with GameStop? I mean, it's very hard to believe. Anything's possible. I'm not trying to say anything is impossible here, but it's very difficult to believe that GameStop is going to be what holds up the market in the event that Nvidia starts to collapse and the rest of the market starts to collapse with it. So, they say a rising tide lifts all boats. The same is true in reverse. If there's negative news spreading throughout the market, most of the market tends to fall victim to those declines. So as we're seeing here in this indicator reading, remember, this is the 30-minute price chart, so it's a bit short term, but this does really catch the dominant trend movement that we're currently watching for this stock. And this is also the dominant trend movement that has predicted every reversal point so far. Every single time this has been correct. So We can't really dismiss this time frame or this outlook here. And what we're seeing, we were starting to see a little bit of positive momentum as we were heading into this $23 zone. But there were several reasons to believe that that stock area was not going to hold, that this wasn't going to, that the momentum, I should say, wasn't going to be able to sustain itself, that it wasn't going to hold. And as we can see here, that is what occurred. We did see an upside trend movement here in the share price, which was tested three different times, which is a very good sign. Generally, that's a fairly sustainable, stable trend momentum movement. But as we can see here, it did ultimately break. And now the dominant trend movement here is still focused on the downside direction. So what I'm looking at here is the relative strength index. That's the purple line on the bottom of the chart. The yellow line is the exponential moving average of the relative strength index. So, the best thing that we can point to at this point would be the fact that the share price itself is starting to roll over out of oversold territory. So that is a little bit of a positive, and who knows? I mean, maybe Nvidia, it's a great company. Maybe Nvidia, and this is where people should actually be focusing their money in stocks like this. But, maybe Nvidia beats on every single metric. Maybe it's a 10 out of 10. Maybe they completely nail the landing and everything is perfect in this earnings report. Maybe the market moves higher then. Maybe you're able to start to see this RSI reading roll over out of oversold territory, and maybe that $20 handle remains intact. That would be the best case scenario. I just think that in order for that to happen, a lot has to go right, and essentially nothing has to go wrong. Because if that doesn't happen, I don't see any reason to believe here that this $20 level is going to remain intact. And if the broader market is selling off, at a fever pitch at a high rate, I don't see any reason to believe that this 1873 level is going to hold up either. So if anybody disagrees with any of this, I'm all ears. Like, I'm listening. I don't mean to just come in here and say, I told you so, or gloat about being right, even though it's happened multiple times. I'm listening. If anybody really has a strong argument here to explain, why this decline here, why this massive decline at this point is going to stop or abate, I'm all ears. I'm listening. If anybody really has an explanation here, let's hear it in the comments below. Let's see what people have to say. So here's the current market update for GameStop Corporation, stock ticker GME. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.